Thank you with Craig Button and Bob McKenzie. As the first stage of the countdown to the World Juniors is naming that training camp roster. Before we get to the guys who are on the roster, is there any help coming from the NHL?
Well, right now what you see is what you get on the roster, and that includes Gabe Vilardi being loaned by the Los Angeles Kings. Now, Vilardi's an interesting guy. He hasn't played hockey this season other than this recent 3-game conditioning stint in the American Hockey League. He had a back procedure in the offseason, but he dominated with the Kingston Frontenacs the end of last season and into the playoffs. So Team Canada is really thankful to get Big Vilardi potentially in their lineup as long as he can stay healthy. The other guys that aren't there that could be are Robert Thomas from the St. Louis Blues, Michael Rasmussen from the Detroit Red Wings. For now, they're not anticipating getting those guys, but December 19th is the last possible date that could happen. I don't think Detroit or St. Louis plan on releasing them, but you never know what changes over the next 15 or 16 days.
If I had a telestrator, I'd put a big giant asterisk over this next part because we're going to identify the locks and the favorites for Team Canada, but keep in mind there's no guarantees. Anything can happen at camp. Craig.
Well, Michael Dipietro was the last cut last year in the goaltending department, and he's had a real good year for the Windsor Spitfire. Ian Scott has been lights out phenomenal. Carter Hart phenomenal from last year in the Western Hockey League with the Prince Albert Raiders this year. You go to the blue line, Evan Bouchard, going to be a mainstay, just a settling influence, can do so much. Noah Dobson, the 18-year-old, he's got a calm about him that is a real prerequisite to be good at this tournament. Then you look up front. I think Cody Glass, who's been excellent in the Western League with the Portland Winterhawks, he gives them that high-end offensive player. And Brett Leeson, off the radar, Brad McEwen's paying attention. He could be this year's Drake Batherson, big-time goal scorer.
If we're right on all those, that would leave 9 spots wide open at camp to form the 22-man Team Canada for Vancouver and Victoria come Boxing Day.